Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta keep this really low because people are trying to sleep. But it's nighttime and I'm gonna clarify something with you guys. Okay? I know all the cussing and stuff seems crazy, but see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things going on in my life that I cannot control, and I have to be in a group home at this moment. But I'm trying to read you guys and continue on with the story. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, as a matter of fact. But anyways, let's continue on with chapter 5 of Dire Mohican Kid's Secret Agenda, and let's make it America great again, but not like Donald Trump says. I'm just saying because I'm just playing with you guys, but don't take it offense. So, yeah. But anyways, let's continue in 3, 2, 1, go. Chapter 5, Thursday. Whatever basketball game tournament we gotta play next. The things around Desmond just got more pettier, and I mean a lot more. Desmond's seriously acting up for some baloney, but he sure tried turning my day upside down. The moment I got dressed, Desmond thinks he knows everything, even though Desmond got trapped inside the gladiators room, that he asks myself to tuck in my orientation shirt, except I physically tried telling Desmond that I was on a safety plan where if you try harming yourself or planned on committing suicide, you couldn't be able to tuck in your shirt when necessary. Desmond still began acting off the chain like nothing mattered to him. He started arguing with me, letting Diombre tag along too. You're not on a safety plan, he states hesitatingly. But before I got pissed, somebody I think changes his imagination, conflicting Desmond's single error. Desmond still wasn't agreeing over not getting myself to tuck in my shirt. He's burning someone's example after telling the truth versus listening on his own shitty exchange around Medline while taking a nice perfect break. Once Medline had been a done deal, we all lined up until Desmond kept his petty word by not saying yes, thank you. It took us 2 to 3 minutes, all just to wait for Desmond's response. He suddenly started accepting Pierre's advice. Unlikely he'll be any better than Desmond ever became. One total minute later, Miss Madden 1 asked Desmond to be back in his line, especially whenever Mr. Petty extracts his decision making. We had called group on Desmond several times prior to him never caring or accepting advice. I'm super pissed the fuck off when skipping 5 hours after lunch period ended while another group was beginning again. This has been such a crummy facility. In fact, being good in lying or doing group about orientations cannot talk to each other hasn't gone anywhere, especially Mohican making nonsense nature. I mean, let's piece this by one. If majority of Mustangs most likely are against orientations while only getting discussions with higher phases, most of those higher redirections are found at 4%, while most OTs, or aka orientation phases, begin from somewhere at 5%, could interruptedly impact a boring side into unnormal genes within human brains, generally speaking, fresh 10 out of 10. Chris eventually had needed to go talk to Mr. Matt, while Chris's whole issue fingers at Desmond's total wreckage of 9/11 at about close towards the 2 o'clock p.m. Doing the responsibilities was highly horseshit, renewing a Desmond crisis. Ever since Desmond saved or served his time, he's primarily a bigger threat in dozens of fallback claims. He's got to be the main problem anyways, am I not right? Still, seeing Lavelle on the Titans side hasn't did any better. Lavelle must have gotten about the Mustangs, or forgotten about them in general. Just by staying late in his shoes, Lavelle's been giving awesome responses while Desmond kind of sucks cock almost every several weeks besides Desmond's runaway, cause for lockup. Which other way you put it, we all enjoyed Thursday's afternoon grave room break, which was the great room. As you can clearly see, I'm trying to comprehend it a little better, heavily influencing Pierre's excitement, taking faster than expected. Mr. Ringler storms into the Mustang's great room on whichever protocol he came assigned afterwards. Mr. Ringler didn't feel like talking was his scheduled procedures because Alex seemed annoyed with Mr. Ringler high above. Sorry for stuttering there. Diombre and Johan began cornhole 1v1, depending whose strength by throwing mini dusty beanbags was better. Johan and Scudder's got the talent with throwing beanbags and cornhole. We started catching on this game's action 1 to 2 weeks ago, making myself think more onto years within patterns being crossed the total opposite difference. I can really take thought whenever living in Massachusetts is good or bad. It's trash, I say. Besides, during summer 2019 or close to, some Hispanics really saw eyewitnessing coming, whether they kept stealing my mountain bike 4 times straight, lying so good, it's horrible, and having my biker seat damaged throughout those evidence, hidden without a doubt nor a trace. My mom and, of course, her asshole boyfriend of hers went by the name detailing Joyce Savannah Raw Festivu. Should we have even called him such a monstrous name for someone on mad diabetes who ignored that problem? No way. Oh, and by the way, guys, back then I didn't really like him, but now I do because I feel like he understands me more, and I actually am trying to do better myself because I haven't really changed that much when I was there until I started changing for the better when I moved to a different group. But no spoilers right there. I'm not going to say which group, but you'll find out later in the books. Because Joyce's lazy, fat, cunted self didn't mind eating junk food, still being on his own bed all day, every day. Mr. Greedy would at times chance us playing cornhole, however. Joyce's old friend named Bill let my family come over for a cookout during summer vacation 2018. And I believed he had cornhole products too. Ring toss was also involved, never to say false. Those were Joy's most or worst attempts at being kind to someone too Asian could reliably or barely see truthfully planning legitimately. So back then when I was doing cornhole and stuff, I used to be an angry kid, okay? Wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but back then I really did not like to live him, and now I regret that since because I don't understand why. So I'll just clarify that. Alex is super good when playing cornhole against Johan, although anyone can be ecstatic, really. Alex does those weird scores and back in to whether Johan's winning or depending Alex's technical movement turning heated. The rounds debated each other rivalry when Johan and Mac joined together on red and blue and through Diombre and Desmond joining together as blue and red. 8 points for Johan and Matt, which leads into 8-4. Sadly, I couldn't picture Diombre and Desmond doing cornhole games besides basketball tournaments unless these multiversal versions are professionally athletes in every single sporting event. 21-18 was this cornhole's final score, letting Johan and Matt win fair and square. Diombre goes off with Mr. Matt and pretty much will return to cornhole games next season, as using that as a figure of speech. We had once again another informal group, and it started out like normal. Explain your goals and then explain your positive side of things. After we did that, us Mustangs started off freshly reserved, beginning on topic first class between saying by any negative brain-ups. Once regroup was finished, Miss Mac points both hands at Skylar and Alex, but so unexpectedly, Alex decides capping big money hasn't completed his profile check because Alex decides to sell me out. Miss Mac, no mean to make Nick mad, but he's bringing up more about his foot fetish for his girlfriend towards us, which is pure to the cappity cap. Me personally, I don't remember taking any more of this topic since Mr. Gooseby shut it all down. Also, get your facts straight, retarded ass. Never lie to an individual like myself, period. And you should have knew whenever somebody doesn't do anything just because Mr. Cap goes off selling his dog shit on public domain, FYI. Of course, I have been raising my hand for 3 minutes. And though for those 3 straight minutes, Miss Mac would still believe in Alex's bullshit. What the fuck? And pretty much I was mad right there at the moment, so you know what I'm saying? Of course, I had been raising my hand for 3 straight minutes, while Miss Max still believes in Alex's bullshit. What the fuck? And the reason why I repeated that was because I'm just gonna let you guys know, yes, Mohican is very bullshit. The Youngstar Academy doesn't know anything, but at that moment, who were we judging when we had Mr. Gooseby around? Miss Mac finally answers my prayers while giving her some truth failed over Alex's so-called lawyer named Chris. Chris acts as he's disgusted whenever something nasty or sexual comes out, even though all of this wasn't meant to be actual legitimate topics in today's group. I totally defend myself because Alex really is cap. Instead, Chris gets annoyed easily, except calling me a liar has got no purpose of being worthy while Alex sits there looking guilty on purpose. While hands point towards me, Brayden was next up in line. People were seriously complaining that Brayden has not been acting like a graduate phase, which is graduation phase, my bad. The reason Braden explained people's concerning worries was mainly himself overly upset of dealing with in Mohican's Youngstar Academy for about 11 months now, putting him into a really upset mood about missing his family members and just wanting to play video games with them. And it's made me overlook on my own past history, except spoiling that part in Secret Agenda would have ruined mighty plot twists later down the road. Anyways, informal group ended without a trace, forcing my boundaries by ignoring Alex and for the rest of the night. Tomorrow we got Sprite lemonade slushies coming up, but hopefully I don't gotta slip or sip some because some right next to from Mr. Retarded whose wrongdoing isn't making myself change his attitude about himself in perspective is gonna fuck up everything about that. So basically, that's pretty much it. But if you enjoyed today's episode, guys, on this short ass podcast or short ass chapter, please make sure to like button, comment down, and subscribe. And I'm sorry for cussing, but that's just me doing a mature audience content. So yeah, basically just get used to it and let the point be above. And see you guys next time.